What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Emma if you're new here, and I love to talk about all things Peloton, cycling, and fitness. So be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. I post every single Sunday, and today's video is very exciting because we are less than a week away from the LA Marathon, which I am running. It is my first marathon. I'm very, very excited, also very, very nervous. And I figured that this week I could show you what I do to taper. I have been in a taper for a little bit now, probably like the last week and a half already. I've been following the Hal Higdon Novice 1 plan, which is pretty basic. It just sets out mileage basically with like no other information. I think it's mostly focused on getting you over the finish line, which honestly, when I started the program, I was worried about. I'm not that worried about that anymore. I do think I will be getting over the finish line. It just depends how quickly. But this week should be a very, very chill week. Like this is the easiest taper week out of the weeks I've been tapering because the marathon is on Sunday. And yesterday I had, I would say, my last long run in the program. We've already been decreasing on the long runs. I did 20 miles like 2 weeks ago, and then last week I did 12 miles, and this week I did 8 miles. And man, the 8-mile run felt incredible because I've been running so many miles a week, probably around 40-ish miles a week, which I know some people run even more than that, but 40 miles a week is a ton for me. So even in the last like week or two where I've been decreasing miles, I can really feel it when I go out for a run. I like feel incredible and I'm like, oh my gosh, like I could go way, way longer than this, but I am sticking to the plan. We're tapering, pulling it back because hopefully when I start my marathon run on Sunday, I feel amazing. Like that's the goal of the taper. So I do have some like very, very low mileage runs this week based on the Hal Higdon plan. But today is Monday and today is like a rest day on the Hal Higdon plan, but I'm gonna do other exercises. I think I'm gonna do strength probably like 1 to 2 days at the beginning of this week. And then as I get to the end of the week, it's pretty much just going to be light mileage and yoga. So I kind of just chose like Peloton classes that didn't sound super hard, but like still gets my body moving for the day. Like I don't want to have all of these rest days because I feel like I'm not used to that, but I could have like light movement on these rest days. But if you taper for marathons or like really any big races, let me know. Disclaimer for this video is this is my first time really tapering for anything seriously. Like I tapered for like swim meets when I was in high school, but it's not the same. Like this is way more intense. So if you have any advice, let me know. I would love to know for future marathons. I don't know. We'll see. But today I figured I would do a little bit of yoga and a little bit of strength. I'm going to start off with a 20-minute focus flow for runners by Kira Mitchell from January 10th, 2023, tagged intermediate. I've never done a yoga flow, I think specifically for runners. So I'm interested to see. I'm assuming that it'll like focus a lot on our legs, which, you know, I don't really have any kind of soreness or tension from my 8-mile run yesterday, but I'm always down to stretch it out. And I don't know if I've ever taken a class from Kira, or if I have, it's been a hot second. So excited to try out a new instructor for me. And then after that, I'm going to do a 20-minute strength for runners class taught by Bex Gentry from May 25th, 2022, tagged intermediate. I'm curious about this because I've only done Matt Wilper's strength for runners class, but I do like them. They're just like leg focused and they're not really focused on lifting like really heavy weights, which is good because I'm like not trying to lift heavy weights this week. And then I figured I would finish it off with a 10-minute full body stretch by Jermaine Johnson from February 14th, 2023. So a pretty chill day, but still like a pretty long workout. It's 50 minutes, but I think like as the week goes by, I will decrease more and more. So that is what's on the agenda today. Let's go to my boyfriend's parents' at-home gym because if you can't tell from the background, we have moved out of our apartment. It is sad because I really like that apartment, but it's, you know, nice to be here too. And it's nice to have like my own space in the gym again. So let's go and knock out these classes. I thought all those classes were pretty good. Not amazing, blow your mind, but I think they had a purpose and they achieved the purpose. So the 20-minute yoga class with Kira, I liked definitely more like stretch focused, although there was some flowing. It was just like more of a slow flow, really focusing on stretching out the legs. And one thing that I appreciated is she gave a lot of modifications because she's like, if you run a lot, you're going to be extremely tight and you're not going to be able to do like a lot of these moves, which I already have to modify or like just not bend down as much as like the yoga instructor typically because I'm not as flexible. So it was nice that she acknowledged it and gave it a bunch of modifications. So I felt like it was really accessible. Even if you are really tight, I would 100% take that class again. I also really liked the Bex Gentry 20-minute strength class. She said to grab medium weights, but she's like the light side of medium. And she said she was grabbing 10 pounds. So I was like, all right, I'll just grab 10 pounds as well. And we did a little bit of a body weight warm up, which I always love. It was actually a pretty intense body weight warm up, but I still liked it. There were like some walkout planks. And then we did this like around the world where we were lifting like one hand, and then 1 foot while you're in a plank. And that really brought my heart rate up fast. And then we got into the main set, which was one set that you repeated 3 times and you did the set on your right side and your left side. So first you would have one dumbbell racked on your shoulder for the side that you were working out. And with that foot, you would tap in front of you, to the side of you, and then to the back of you. And you just kept doing that. I mostly felt that in my core. And I think it was also supposed to work the leg that like was not moving a lot. And then we went into backwards lunges. And then when you stood up, you did an Arnold press on one side. I thought that was a good move too. Definitely 10 pounds was like a good weight for me because this was going pretty quickly. And 15 pounds would have been like a really, really big push. And that was just like not the point of this class. Like that's not the point of any of the Strength with Runners classes. You're not trying to do like a really heavy weight. So that felt good. Then we got both dumbbells and just did squats. And it was definitely like on the lighter side for me because that's only 20 pounds. But again, we're not trying to go super heavy. Then we would do the toe tapping on like the left side or the other side, and then finish off with the backward lunges and then the Arnold press. She didn't make us do squats twice in each set, but we repeated that 3 times. And then we just had a little 1-minute finisher where we were doing like knee drives and burpees, which really brought up the heart rate at the end. I don't know how I feel about finishers. I think they're just kind of okay and there, but we made it through. And then Jermaine Johnson's stretch, I think, was actually pretty average. I think I will probably go back to my boy Ben for 10-minute full body stretches. I just feel like, I don't know why, but I love Ben's stretches. Like Jermaine's was not bad. Like it did the job. It stretched me out. But something about Ben's stretches I just think are a little bit better. And I really like JJ. So I was a little let down, but it was still like a enjoyable class. Stretched me out. It did the job. And that was it for today. Definitely a lot easier than what I typically do, especially I usually go like harder in the beginning of the week and then like get easier as the week goes on. So it feels a little weird, but you know, that's the whole point of tapering. And I'm excited to have some low mileage tomorrow and like get the heart rate up a little more. It is now Tuesday morning and I'm ready to get some low mileage in. So today, following the plan, I should be doing 3 miles. So that pretty much perfectly translates to a 30-minute Peloton class for me. So I'm going to be doing a 30-minute intervals run with Matt Wilpers from August 31st, 2021, tagged intermediate. I just found this class by filtering on intervals because I want some longer interval running. Like I don't want to do a HIIT workout today. I definitely want to do something that's more like set and forget. So I find that intervals are usually pretty good for that. And then I just looked at top rated, scrolled down, saw like what 30-minute classes looked good and picked this one. I am a little bit nervous that there'll be like a little bit of HIIT. I don't really understand, like they have intervals classes and they have HIIT classes. And at least in my experience, the intervals classes have always been like long intervals. But we'll see, because I was looking at some class plans for some other intervals classes and I was like, I don't know if this is actually HIIT or intervals. And that's all I'm gonna do today for working out. I'll like stretch a little bit on my own afterwards. I have pretty specific like leg stretches I do after running. Definitely a chiller day. Also, yesterday was a chill day. Like it feels like I have all this leftover energy and like I could go way harder. But that is the point of tapering. It's just not something that I'm used to, but I'm excited to hit the tread today and get this run in. So let's go and knock out this intervals class. I really enjoyed that run. I think it was probably a little harder than what I was looking for, but I just kind of like took it easy anyways. But man, I just feel like Matt is such a good person to train with when you're like trying to do distance, trying to do like longer intervals. I just feel like he's never going to throw something like super crazy at you. So we got into it and there was a 12-minute warm up, but no walking for the entire class. So we really worked during the 12 minutes. We started off with a jog, then we did some hills at 3 and 5%. That was the only time we did hills though in this class. Then I think we went up to a run, like we did some speed ups, and then we jogged it out again and we were ready to get into the main set. The main set was 3, 3, 2, 2, 1, 1 for like pushed intervals. And then we had 1 minute recovery in between each interval. So there were 6 intervals in all, 1 minute recovery between each. And he didn't give like really specific speeds to work on, but it was essentially like push yourself and like try your hardest. I definitely could have pushed myself like a little bit more, but I felt pretty good for the 3-minute interval. I did 7.5 the first time, then 7.6. I'm the queen of just adding only 0.1. And for all my recoveries, I did 5.8 jog, which is like a pretty easy jog for me, but it feels very good for recovery. For the 2-minute intervals, I did 7.8 speed and then 8 speed. And for the 1-minute intervals, I did 1 at 8.5 and 1 at 9. So definitely like harder tempos. And I actually got more mileage in than I thought. I think I ended with around 3.5 miles, which like isn't the end of the world. I think it's fine. I definitely pushed myself though, and it was hard to just feel like that's all I'm gonna do because I usually would like to run a little bit more, but it was a good workout day. Glad to get a little bit of a run in. It's raining in LA like crazy. I've been monitoring like the weather for Sunday like since a couple of days ago already, and it originally said it was going to rain all throughout the marathon, but it looks like it's clearing up. So fingers crossed, but it also kind of stinks because I can't like run outside. Obviously, I don't want to run in the rain, so we might be stuck to the treadmill all this week until the marathon, but we'll see. So today's class, I would highly, highly recommend. Matt is great. The music is okay as always in a Matt class, and I really, really like the structure. So 10 out of 10 would 100% do again. It is now the next day. It's Wednesday, and it's another dreary day in Los Angeles. I am ready to move past this rain, but we will be doing another indoor tread workout today because yeah, we're not doing it outdoors. Today is the most number of miles for the week, and it is 4 miles. So I'm going to be doing a 30-minute class and then like a 10-minute cool down. And I think that that should get me to around 4 miles. The first class I'm going to take is a 30-minute endurance run by Matt Wilpers from December 14th, 2021. I'm actually not really sure what an endurance run is. I assume it's kind of like a progression run, but we'll see. I don't know if I've ever taken one before, but Matt cannot steer me wrong. I feel like I'll just stick with him this week because I know that I like his like running format, and I know it's never going to be like something really hard or something that's like super HIIT. He's just kind of like middle of the road. Let's run it out. And then I'm going to do a 10-minute cool down run by Kirsten Ferguson from November 23rd, 2022. I like Kirsten, and this is like a pretty highly rated 10-minute cool down run. So we'll see how it is. Kirsten has never steered me wrong, and that's all I'm doing today for a workout. 4 miles. I'm excited to hit the tread. So let's go knock out these classes. I I really liked that run, and honestly, I should have probably been doing endurance runs like this entire marathon training because it's exactly what I wanted. No walking at all. We had, I believe, like a 7-minute warm up, which was very similar to the rest of the class. We jogged out a song, we went up a hill, and then I think we did some speed ups. And then the main set was just alternating between songs. One song would be a run, like not like a super fast run, like an endurance run. So I went 7 speed, incline 0. And then the next song would be some sort of hill. He like mixed up what the incline is, but between I think 2 to 4%. I don't think we went higher than 4%. And he was really big on like having your output remain the same as the faster run. So you essentially had to like lower your speed. I don't have like the special output number because I'm not on a Peloton tread, but I feel like for perceived exertion, it was pretty easy. When we were at like 2%, I'd go down to 6.5. When we were at 4%, I'd go down to 6. And yeah, it felt pretty good. Got the miles in. The music was also pretty fun. I was jamming out to it. And overall, it was a good run. And then I also like the cool down run. No real complaints. A minute of jogging, 3 minutes of running. So I went back up to 7 speed, then 4 minutes of jogging, 1 minute of power walk, 1 minute regular walk. So again, pretty basic plan, but I think it was effective. Kirsten was great. Really no complaints with that. And yeah, today was a pretty uneventful workout day. I will say I was looking at my heart rate during these classes, and it is so much lower than it used to be when I started running. Like when I started running, my heart rate was in zone 4 or zone 5 for the entirety of the run. And the runs I did today were definitely like easier than say like a tempo run or a hit run. But my heart rate was majority in zone 3, which I am very, very happy with. It's awesome to like kind of see that my cardiovascular system is improving even more. And obviously you kind of want to keep your heart rate like as low as possible while running because I'm going to be running for a very long time on Sunday. So that was a cool thing to see. Overall, a good running day. I stretched out afterwards and it's only shorter mileage from here until the marathon. So good kind of like last full day of running. It is now Thursday. The week is just flying by. I can't believe in 3 days I will be running a marathon at this time. And today is the last day that I'm running any mileage before this marathon. So let's just get right on into it. I'm actually going to do 20 minutes of strength and then a 20-minute run today. So I'm going to start off. These are like classes that are not really linked to running because I don't want to do like a heavy legs workout today. So I'm going to do a 10-minute arms and shoulders strength class, tagged intermediate by Ben Aldis from March 9th, 2022. And then a 10-minute core strength class, tagged intermediate by Ben Aldis from April 27th, 2022. And I figured that I didn't only want to do just like a 20-minute run because that's very short. I wanted to get in like a little more exercise because I have so much energy. And especially since I work from home, I literally like sit at my desk all day. So I need to like move my body a little bit more than like the mileage recommendations from this program. And I figured that these classes were pretty like low risk because they're not related to legs at all. Like I don't love core, but I can always work it out. And then like my arms should be fine and recovered by the time I run this marathon. And then according to my plan, I should be running 2 miles today. So I just searched by 20 minutes and recovery run and then like top rated. And I found a 20-minute recovery run by Adrienne Williams from January 7th, 2022. And I haven't taken a class from Adrienne in a while, so I think it'll be a nice revisit. Honestly, I haven't taken a class by Ben in a while either. That's not a stretch. So today should be a fun day. Get in a nice short workout and let's go and knock out these Peloton classes. Another good day of classes. The arms and shoulders strength class by Ben was definitely a little more intense than I thought it was going to be, but he really packed it in there. We did, I think, like a 2-minute body weight warm up. I love the body weight warm ups. And then we got into the main set. Ben said to grab light and medium weights. I just grabbed 10s and I was like, I don't know if this is going to be the right weight because 10 is sometimes too light for me, but 15 is like quite a push. And I knew I didn't want to like do quite a push today, but honestly the 10 pounds was still like pretty hard. So we did one set and we repeated it 3 times. The first time we did it, we did each move 45 seconds, and then the second and third set we did each move 30 seconds. And the 4 moves were crossbody bicep curls, which I initially was like, this might be too easy with 10 pounds, but you get no break while you're doing the set. So after the bicep curls, we went straight into 3 lateral raises and then 3 front raises, where 10 pounds is definitely a push for me on that. Then we went into shoulder presses, and the shoulder presses absolutely killed because you did them right after the lateral raises. So it was definitely like compounding lots of shoulder moves. And then we finished off with tricep kickbacks, which, you know, those are always hard as well, even with 10 pounds. So definitely a effective workout, 10 minutes. If you only have 10 minutes, I would highly, highly recommend this class. You're going to get in there. You're going to do some moves. You're definitely going to feel a little bit of burnout, and then it's already over. And then for the core class, also very similarly structured. I feel like I've been doing so many split training programs, and even a lot of the other classes I've been taking recently has like given you a lot of rest, or like rest in between every time you do a move. But Ben is like, nah, let's just string them all together. So we had another quick bodyweight warm up. And then after that, I literally have to go back and look to remember all the moves because we strung quite a few together. We did one set, we repeated it twice, and each move was 30 seconds. We did bicycles, then scissor kicks, then crunches, then roll ups, then Russian twists. And I like hate Russian twists. For some reason, those are so hard for me compared to like everything else. Then we did a plank pike reach where you were like taking one hand and reaching for the opposite leg in a plank position. And then we finished with a high plank. And the high plank was killer after doing everything, but especially after doing like the plank pike. I was like, oh my gosh, I am dying. We repeated that again, but then we just added another 30 seconds of mountain climbers right at the end as our finisher. And man, that was really hard because there was like no break. I kind of appreciated it because it made the time go by fast, at least, because we were just doing one thing and then the next. It was like rapid fire, no time to think. But yeah, I definitely need to be doing more core strength classes. That was one that I struggled through today. There were definitely some breaks in there that Ben was not giving me, but I was just taking, because yeah, that was definitely a difficult class. I would give the arms class like a 8 out of 10 for difficulty and a 9 out of 10 for enjoyment. I actually really like that class. And then the core class, like an 8 to 9 out of 10 out of difficulty, and then like a 7 out of 10 for enjoyment, which is pretty high for me for core because I don't really enjoy core, but I can appreciate that we got in there, we did the work, and it did fly by pretty quickly. Then I jumped on the tread for Adrian's recovery run, and I thought it was a pretty good recovery run. I mean, what do you expect? I wasn't really recovering from anything. I just wanted like a chiller run. And for the first 5 minutes, we just walked and then slowed down and did a lot of different like foot stretches. We did high knees, we did butt kicks, we did like where you go to the side and you do squats as the tread is going. And I appreciated that just because I don't usually take time to do that. I stretch at the end, but I feel like that kind of active stretching is also really good. And then we just got into a jog. We kind of like alternated between jogging and then going into like a very light run. I mostly went between speeds 6 and 7. And at the end, I had only ran like 1.7 miles or something. So I did spend a couple extra minutes just jogging it out to hit my 2 miles, but I thought it was a good run. It is the top rated recovery run, so I didn't feel like Adrian was going to steer me wrong, and he did not. And he's always like a good guy, happy mood. I really enjoy him as an instructor as well. Difficulty, I'd give that like very low, right? It's not supposed to be difficult, like 3 out of 10. And enjoyment, I give it like an 8 out of 10. I feel like good recovery run, not something that I typically gravitate towards, but it fit the bill for today. And that's the last of my mileage before I run this marathon. And it is getting so close now. I'm very, very excited. It is now Friday and I actually worked out already very early in the morning. So my boyfriend is a fourth year in medical school. So today was actually his match day. So very exciting week for us. My boyfriend matched into residency and then I'm running this marathon. So many things happening, but I was understandably nervous. So I woke up early. He found out at 9 a.m. this morning and I woke up at like 6 and I was like, might as well just get the workout in now because I don't think I'm going to be able to fall asleep. And my boyfriend did match into his top choice in New York City. So I will be moving there within like 3 months. So that's very, very exciting. And I'm happy that it all worked out. Definitely becoming a doctor is a stressful and hard path, but I'm very proud of my boyfriend and I'm very, very excited to move to New York City. But this morning I knew I wanted to do like a chill workout. I'm definitely not going to work out at all tomorrow. I might do like some very light stretching, but no Peloton classes at all, nothing, just a chill day, like really rest up and preserve energy and carb load for Sunday. So today I figured I would do a 20-minute low impact ride just to, get the body moving a little bit, nothing too crazy. And I actually already took this low impact ride. It's a 20-minute low impact ride with Jess King from June 24th, 2019. And this one was not actually anything special. I was thinking of a different low impact ride I've taken with Jess where it's essentially structured like Sweat Steady but low impact, so the resistance never gets like super, super high or the cadence. But I don't know if that class was purged or I just couldn't find it because I was going through like low impact rides that I've taken. But this was the only one that I had taken with Jess that was left on the platform. And this one was good. It was not anything great. The one thing I do like about Jess is that she always says like it's low impact, not low effort, which I think some of the other instructors make low impact rides like really, really easy. While with Jess, this was still a good workout. Like we weren't going ever over 50 resistance or 100 cadence, which is kind of the cutoff for low impact. But if you're pushing like 45 to 50 resistance for a couple minutes at like 70 to 80 cadence, that's still like a decent push and like still gets the heart rate up without being super high impact. So I did enjoy the class. It was also interesting because there's like people in the studio, but it's people even pre-COVID. Like this class is almost 4 years old. So it's pretty old, but it's still like a great class. The music was good. Jess is always a fun instructor to take class with. And it was nice to just kind of like cycle out, get a little bit of exercise in today, but nothing like too serious, too strenuous. And then I finished off the workout with a 5-minute post-ride stretch by Camila Ramon from March 17th, 2023. So actually from this morning. And it was not my favorite. She spent a minute talking about how to clip out of the bike. So if you need help with that, I would highly recommend this stretch. But when you're only doing a 5-minute stretch and 1 minute is dedicated to like clipping out when I already know how to do that, I wish we used that minute to stretch even more. So just an okay stretch, not horrible, but I probably would not take again. And that sums up my taper week. That's pretty much all I'm going to do. I definitely have a lot of energy. I'm really excited for Sunday to kind of get up there and, run 26 miles. I'm a little worried it's going to feel bad because I haven't done like an intense workout now in quite some time, but I also feel like I'm like really ready for it. And even when I got on the tread this week, I always wanted to like run farther, which I guess is a good feeling. Hopefully I feel that way on Sunday, at least at the beginning. But overall, a very, very exciting week. And if you taper, please let me know what you think about my taper, if I should have done more, if I should have done less. I'm very curious, a little nervous, but this is how you figure out if things work or not. You got to do it for the first time at some point. I hope you guys are staying safe, having an awesome week, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!